Looking at UVTV, motherfucker. I'm here to kick spiritual ass to those my people. On God. Neon nigga for Featherman. Yeah, today I'm going to be talking about how the deep psychology behind yo ho going. And a lot of this is going to be more catered towards females and women and stuff like that. But just in general, we're talking about the feminine energy overall. So just based upon the feminine energy overall, right? It's gonna I'm gonna explain it in a simple, like in a real simple way, because I know based upon gender norms and gender dynamics and stuff like that, and then we see men and women be playing out these characteristics, because a man could be a hoe and a woman could be a hoe, but it's gonna be way more catered towards the women and the females, because this is what they be using this energy. You know what I'm saying? They be using a lot of this energy behind, you know what I'm saying, like woman or feminine energy or female type of energy just in general. And I'm trying to lay it out there when it comes to an overall perspective or a broader way of how to look at it when it comes to why your hoe be going in the first place. Now, based upon it being a hoe and stuff like that, was that okay? So like a whore, a slut, a prostitute. So they're willing to solicit themselves for some type of monetary gain, whether it be money, whether it be selling themselves, so selling their body and stuff like that, based upon their coochie or their titties, or you know what I'm saying, OnlyFans or like whatever and stuff like that. It could be any type of monetary gain. It could be money. It could be them selling themselves in social ship and form and stuff like that, or it could just be time and like attention and stuff like that. So yo ho going just in general, right? And based upon it being catered way more to the feminine energy, right? Let me break that down for the most part. So the feminine energy is just a womanly type of energy. So if it's a woman type, if it's like a woman type of energy, it's the motherly type of it's the like it's the motherly type of energy overall, right? So based upon the motherly type of energy, kind of like the moon and stuff like that, right? You'll look at the sun like the father, and then the moon like the mother and stuff like that. That's why when it be a full moon, it's fully fulfilled when it comes to that self-reflection, that self-introspection, that emotion and feeling and stuff like that. That's why astrology wise, or just in general, people be catered to Selena or Luna or the moon and the different phases that come with the moon. The same way how a woman has a period cycle and she be going through different phases and different moves and different cycles, and you know what I'm saying, waxing and waning and stuff like that. So it's the same thing, and a lot of time they period be in sync with the moon phases and stuff like that. So it's based upon some type of feminine energy of what got internalized, but you can't internalize something without externalizing it first. So it's always going to be a fine balance between the masculine and the feminine, the father and the mother. And the father, y'all can look at that as the farthest light, and then the moon, you can look at that as, you know what I'm saying, the the moon, you can just look at like the mother or the emotion and feeling, right? So it being the father, the sun being like the father, and the farthest light and stuff like that is going to be based upon the direction of something. So the same way how men be having dicks and they get erect and stuff like that, it get erect, it has a direction, you know what I'm saying, it has some type of thinking or forward thinking way of how to go about something. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna lead into something. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna provide into something. So it's always gonna be based upon the whole dichotomy between men and women of them wanting the opposite energy. So men like to be needed, and then women like to be wanted. So men, based upon the percentage scale of them being more masculine, they're always gonna try to go towards the feminine energy, and from women be more catered towards the feminine type of energy, they're gonna be more catered towards the masculine energy, the opposite, because they already have more of a percentage scale of going towards what they are already comfortable with, which for the men it'll be masculine, and then the women it'll be feminine. So they're always gonna go for the opposite polarity, because that's something that they lack in, because they already have more higher of a percentage scale of what they already have. So the minute you get into a comfort zone for about something, right, you always gonna want to look at something as a basically like a dichotomy or a polarity, to see the other side of something. So you're gonna see the thing that you lack, not necessarily in a bad way, but it's something like, oh, you have that comfort zone and you know the arena of where you at. Now you want to know the opposite of what that is, just in general. So what's something that's outside your comfort zone? So it's the same thing when it comes to this dichotomy and stuff like that. So yeah, men can be more logical and rational and have more intelligence when it comes to thinking and ideas, but they always want to have that opposite energy, to have some type of energy of being needed. Look at that as, oh, I want to have some type of emotional stability and stuff like that. I want to be able to be vulnerable but still be a man at the same time, because we're, as spirits, we are androgynous. We have a masculine and a feminine side. And the same thing with the women. They want to be a strong woman, but you can't be no strong woman without taking away from your bias and your comfort zone and that mood and that emotion and feeling that you in. And you can make it lighter into a thought and idea so you can direct a way of how to go about it and stuff like that. And stand on whatever emotion and feeling that you in. So you can have emotional intelligence, but you want to have more logic and rationality and be more catered towards some practical way of thinking in some shape or form to make it really simple, like really simple. So, like, men are gonna be lighter when it comes to the broad outlook about how to go about something, when it comes to thoughts and ideas, and then, you know what I'm saying, like logic and rationality. And then women, they're more light when it comes to the emotional intelligence and the feelings and emotions, but it can get derived into something that's low vibrational. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll take something light, but they'll condense it into a mind, into the body, into the flesh, into a emotion and feeling. Because people be trying to look at it like these things are like completely separate from each other when the whole thing is a process. You get what I'm saying? You have a thought, an idea, and it starts to manifest and materialize into an emotion and a feeling. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same way with the process and with the season transitions with spring, summer, fall, and winter and stuff like that. Okay, thought, idea, feeling, emotion. You know what I'm saying? The minute you start having some emotion out of whatever feeling that you got based upon the thought and the idea that you originally had, it's starting to, you know what I'm saying? It's essentially, because I like to call it this, emotion is just essentially motion. It's starting to move. So from it starting to move and stuff like that, it's going to start getting more sentience because you're starting to act out and be proactive towards that idea. Y'all following me? So it's the same thing with the yo-ho going type of terminology and stuff like that. You're going, you're moving, you're in motion. You turn it into a motion, and it's a procedure. It's a process. It's like a cycle. And that's why there's a difference between your feelings and an emotion, right? So it's the same way how you have emoticons and emojis and stuff like that. Emojis are just certain characters and specific feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like an emotion, you had to be moved in a certain characteristic based upon that feeling, right? But it's a specific feeling because you can have a whole bunch of different feelings, but you know what I'm saying? You're not describing any of those feelings. You just have a whole bunch of different feelings about the thing. The same way when it comes to intuition and you feel a sense about something, but you can't describe it. So the minute it starts turning to a character or an emotion, it's a specific emotion. So that's what an emotion is just in general. Oh, it's a specific feeling. It's a, you know what I'm saying? It starts to get derived out of the feeling and it turned into a specific feeling, and then it turns into an emotion. You get it? So look at it like this. Oh, the men will be like the light, and then the woman will be the darkness. You know what I'm saying? It starts out light when it comes to the womanly energy or the feminine energy and stuff like that, and then it turns into a darkness. And then darkness is also a procedure. It's the accumulation of light, because too much light, the same way how when they say, right, when you look at the sun, right, the sun, from staring at it too long, it can blind you and stuff like that. So if from it blinding you, okay, that shows you right there in a physical reality, oh, too much light is gonna blind you, and if you blind, you can't see, and you start seeing an accumulation of darkness, right? So it's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but motherfuckers, well, scientists, they'll be looking at it like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's where it like when it comes to that rhetoric, when it comes to Christian terminology and stuff like that, right? That's how they can get lost into the Lucifer, lost into the light, lost into the logic, lost into the linguistics and stuff like that. That L word, you get too lost into the light. Just in general, you know what I'm saying? You searching for light, but the whole thing itself is a procedure. It, like, in general, right? You should be looking at it like, oh, everything is like a darkness, and you're trying to illuminate and be enlightened based upon the dark space that you're in. So when it's darkness, you can't see shit, and you're trying to brighten the shit up so you can see, like a flashlight and stuff like that, so you can illuminate it. But there's a certain aspect of turning things on and turning things off, and to reach that clairvoyant space to where you can have a broader sense of how to look at it and stuff like that, you need to have that good balance of both. So too much light is you know what I'm saying? Too much of anything is a bad thing. So if you have too much darkness, look at that as you being too emotional, or you being too needy, or you being too moody, and you being too erratic and overwhelming and stuff like that. And too much light is being too insensitive or some shit like that, or too inconsiderate and too lost into a thought and idea without actually catering to some type of emotion and feeling. And then the darkness aspect will be you're too lost into an emotion and feeling and you can't see no other way, but you can't see no other logic or thought or idea to make it lighter. You lost into that emotion and feeling, that mood. So like I just said, with the different procedures and stuff like that, so you can see these two dichotomies and stuff like that. So men will be the light, woman will be like the darkness, right? Men will be the thought and idea, woman will be the feeling and emotion. Men will be externalizing, woman will be internalizing something for the most part. That's why it turns into, oh, men like to build and then women like to support. Men like to provide and then women like to have some type of imagery behind what is being built in so much shape and form. So that's why those whole dichotomies be coming from and stuff like that. So when a man be hyper masculine and stuff like that, they feel the need to be muscular and masculine and proven type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel the need to exert themselves. You know what I'm saying? Externalize themselves. Oh, they want to show something. And then the woman type of energy is going to be more, you know, like submissive and shit like that. And the men will be more dominant. If you want to make some type of I'm just making up a whole bunch of different words and terminology so y'all can get what the fuck I'm trying to say, right? And a lot of these different terminologies that people make up to describe men and women and stuff like that, this is where that be coming from. Like what I was saying earlier, like men having a dick and they get erect and it gives a certain direction of where to go about how to build and how to go about something, and providing that energy and externalizing it and showing it and proving it and all that type shit. You know what I'm saying? And boasting and having the confidence to have that strong will, resilience to actually make it happen in so much shape and form. And then the woman type of energy will be receiving something and internalizing something, or something with the intuition or the emotion and feeling, and receiving something for the most part. So women just in general, they have a womb. So from that womb, it's inserting. So you're going in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing that happened based upon sex and when y'all be fucking and stuff like that. And that's me taking away from the biological point of view and the science point of view and stuff like that. Because I know motherfuckers who probably part of the alphabet community and the LGBTQ and stuff like that, who trans, will look at what I'm saying a way when it's not really like that. It's a essence and a substance thing first, and then it transmute and turns into some manifestation, manifests in men and women, and gets materialized into the flesh. It's just y'all get lost into the dichotomies based upon being a male and female. When I'm talking about masculine and feminine energies just in general, like it's like a essence, it's like a substance, it's like a frequency, it's like a vibration. I'm talking about that first before we came up with terminologies of, oh, this is a male and this is a woman. I mean, this is a male and this is a female. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get lost into the male and female aspects and stuff like that. And I'm trying to tell y'all the masculine and feminine energies overall, that we have this in general, right? Because we're androgynous, so we have a masculine and a feminine side. But just in general, if you was born naturally and organically originally as a man, and vice versa when you a woman and things of that nature, right, is you trying to balance that dichotomy. But at the end of the day, you're going to be way more catered towards one side based upon how you was born, just in general. So it turns into a thing to where that's where those things, when it comes to when men start emasculating themselves and stuff like that, you're taking away your masculine energy because you're internalizing shit too much. And when you be internalizing shit too much, you be too moody, you be too in your emotions and feelings, you start acting like a female and stuff like that. And then it start turning into, oh, you got like a punk ass nigga or like a pussy or like a bitch ass nigga or some shit like that. But it's literally that though. It's literally like that. So from you not learning how to understand your energy and stuff like that, and you let that shit go all over the place, and then you use that as like a backdrop and a coping mechanism because of something that you lack based upon that self-validation issue and stuff like that, and you don't know how to fulfill these spaces. That's why some people go down the line to where they start doing it at an extreme level, which lead into the emasculation and stuff like that. And yeah. So if you want to compare and contrast, that's why men, based upon their logic and stuff like that, and they can make things lighter as in weight. You know what I'm saying? They don't make it dense. They don't make it heavy. They don't let that emotion and feeling bog them down. They want to stay light. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Jesus walking on water and stuff like that. But look at water as the feeling or the emotion and stuff like that. Trying to walk on water, trying to walk over the emotion and feeling. And I can see it for what it is based upon the wide sea cesspool of the ocean and stuff like that. But I'm not getting submerged. I'm not drowning in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to walk over it, but I can acknowledge what it is and I can explain what that emotion and feeling is. So you start walking on water like Jesus and stuff like that. But the only way you can get to that point of view or get to that perspective or get yourself into that space is based upon what I'm talking about right now. So, right, I can make this mad simple. So masculine will be singular and then feminine would be multiple. So this is why when men see that one bad bitch, it's always gonna be multiple men trying to get that one bad bitch for the most part. Because like I just said, it's always gonna be on an opposite polarity, the opposite dichotomy and stuff like that. Oh, they trying to get that one bad bitch, but it's gonna be multiple niggas going for that because men always want to be needed. It's always gonna be the feminine energy. So they're gonna try to find multiple different ways to try to fulfill themselves so they can get that. So they can get that one bad bitch and end up simping and doing everything for that one bad bitch because it's like a walking vibration. You have to look at women like the walking vibration and then the men like the walking frequency and stuff like that. So they're doing anything to go through that vibration. What is a vibration? A vibration is like going through the ups and downs when it comes to something. They want to go on that roller coaster ride and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally the epitome of that. So like one woman who is like darkness is a walking vibration, walking darkness. She can get a lot of different frequencies to appeal to her vibration in some shape or form because at the end of the day, they're trying to receive something. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to be fulfilled and stuff like that. So this is why men always want to be needed for something. So if they know they don't need your ass, they're going to end up wanting someone else. And then women like to be wanted. They like to be sought after in some shape or form because that's the opposite energy. And if they don't want you, they're going to get that necessity from somebody else who want to be needed for what the fuck she want. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be an opposite polarity and stuff like that, right? So that's the thing they be going for. Just in general, this is why they could go for somebody, like they man can have $1 million and stuff like that, right? And they have a lot of pull, they have a lot of access, they have a lot of leisure, they have a lot of material type of things. But if they're not fulfilling her with what she's soughting after and stuff like that, right, beyond the material success and stuff like that, they're gonna end up going for the nigga who make way less money, who work a 9 to 5, but would rather fuck them than that other nigga because they don't feel sought after or fulfilled or safe or secure being with that nigga. They don't feel nurtured. They don't feel comfortable around them, even though they got all this access and all this money in the flesh, in the body, in the external world, in some shape and form, but they don't give a fuck because they don't feel fulfilled because yeah, they fuck every now and then. Yeah, they'll provide them with all this leisure and all this luxury and stuff like that. But that's just it. There's no substance behind it. There's no essence behind it. So she ain't gonna feel shit. You know what I'm saying? She don't feel really sought after. That same motivation that they had when they was originally trying to get with that female and stuff like that, get with that woman and stuff like that, and the passion that they had, it was there, and then that spark ain't there no more. So it's just gonna feel like, oh, it's just null and void. So I'm gonna go get this from another nigga because these other niggas are putting in more effort towards getting me because I feel sought after. But this be the problem. Women be like women, and when it comes to this feminine energy just in general, right, when you get too lost into the darkness, literally get lost into the feminine energy, y'all be confusing interest with like being sought after. It be like a thin line with y'all where y'all confuse the two. Y'all try to conflate it. Like you'll take, oh, because this person is doing all these things for me and I feel sought after, like, oh, okay, they giving me all this attention and stuff like that. Oh, this motherfucker is sipping for me. Oh, they rolling the red carpet. They're white knighting me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to scoop me up and save me because I'm the baby angel or whatever the fuck. I'm the queen or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Whatever rhetoric y'all be coming up with and shit like that nowadays, right? Y'all be confusing just because they have interest and they putting in the work based upon that interest with being sought after and being wanted, when it's like, no, they just want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you probably a bad bitch or something like that. They just want to fuck, but they really don't give a fuck about all the extra shit you doing. So they willing to put up with that just to crack, just to fuck. But they really don't give a fuck about you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they just want the twat. They just want your pussy. They just want the box. Like they don't give a fuck about all the other shit that you're talking about for the most part. So they're willing to put themselves in that position and give you that material access and prove themselves, right? Because they want to be needed. So they want to be a necessity. So a woman in her mind, from her being sought after and being wanted so bad, right? She wants to be a convenience. That sounds mad fucked up, but it's really like that. Like they don't like feeling like an inconvenience. They want to be convenient for you and stuff like that. This is why on some euphoria shit, when it comes to Cassie, why she act like that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't want to be an inconvenience. I want to be a convenience. Oh, I want to be sought after. Oh, I want to be wanted. And I wanted to do anything just to be wanted, just to feel like I'm something, to have some type of direction on how to go in life, so this nigga can dominate me. So it's basically just that. They'll confuse being sought after and getting that attention based upon that interest, and they'll conflate it into being sought after and being wanted in some way, shape, or form. They be conflating the shit. Even if, you know what I'm saying? Like that, which is why they end up going for a nigga who probably material wise make way less than them and stuff like that, but because they're giving them the right amount of attention and they're giving them the right amount of interest and they feel wanted by them, they willing to put up with them than your ass and stuff like that. So that's why they end up cheating on your ass and stuff like that, despite the fact you got everything in the flesh, you got everything in the external world, you got all the material shit, all the luxury, all the leisure, but they don't feel wanted by you, they don't feel sought after, you're not giving them enough attention and stuff like that. And then the men on the opposite aspect, right? Just in general, they want to be needed. So they're willing to provide what you need because they want to feel needed in some way, shape, or form. They want to feel like, oh, I'm a necessity. Like, oh, this person isn't gonna leave. Oh, like I know they're not gonna go nowhere because they need me to do this, that, and the third, and take care of this, that, and the third, which turn into the providing type of energy because men already feel sought after. They already feel wanted and stuff like that. They already feel successful in a sense. You know what I'm saying? They already have the train of thought and a lot of reason to have some type of frequency, right? So look at that as men being towards building and attention, and then women deal with being attractive and supporting whatever is being built and stuff like that. So that's where that dichotomy of being dominant, which is masculine, and then being submissive, being feminine. So it's kind of like they already feel like they already get attention in some way, shape, or form. Like they're a walking frequency. Oh, I'm walking attention. Literally. I'm a walking line of events waiting to happen. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm going to build this thing. I'm going to go do this thing. I'm going to provide this thing. And for me putting attention towards this, motherfuckers going to get attracted to me. And then people are going to need me for my necessities based upon my talent or my ability or my gift in some way, shape, or form. And stuff like that. And then women, they already feel like they're attractive. They already feel like motherfuckers is receiving how they feel in so much shape or form. And then even if they don't feel like that, they're going to make that be known. So they're going to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like this would make them do it to an extreme. What is them doing that to an extreme, right? That's like them acting like a bitch. That's like them acting needy. That's when they start acting very nitpicky and stuff like that. That's when they be very nagging and very complaining and stuff like that. That's where that be coming from, because they don't feel sought after or they don't feel wanted, right? And they always want the opposite. They want to feel sought after and they want to feel wanted, and they want to be on a frequency. They want to be part of a line of events. They want to go the distance with something. They want to feel like, oh, I'm supporting something that's going to give me some type of attention to make it so, oh, I feel like I'm living life, and I feel fulfilled and things of that nature. So that's where that whole thing, just in general, when it comes to yo ho going, be coming from. So it's not that they be going because of what the nigga got when it comes to the access. No, they're going because of the attention. No, they're going because of the interest. No, they going because they feel more wanted by that nigga than going for you. And then for the men, right, if you want to look at that as the men going and stuff like that, they end up going for a female who feel like that female is more stronger when it comes to that ability to do that better than them, and they feel more needed by that woman than being with your ass type shit. You know what I'm saying? So from that, woman needing them more than your boyfriend right now in some way, shape, or form and stuff like that. That's why they cheated. That's why they left in some way, shape, or form, because they feel more needed by them, or they feel more of a necessity, or they're more in the same in sync timing being with them than being with your ass and stuff like that. So the minute you start understanding that psychology and that psyche and that mind state and the metaphysics behind that feeling, emotion, and that motivation to make people act out these certain characteristics based upon people's natural character when it comes to attention and attracting and yo-ho going and why she not going and stuff like that, then you start understanding, oh, that's why they doing that just in general. Because like you can attain it if they super hedonistic and materialistic towards like, oh, like the lifestyle they got based upon how much money they got and stuff like that. That's like a surface level take. It's really because of the energy that they got behind it. You know what I'm saying? It's the creative type of energy. So look at that as A woman is gonna go for that, or the feminine energy, or the receiving energy, right? They're gonna go for the opposite polarity, which is more masculine and building and gaining attention and uh in some way, shape, and form, right? And externalizing, right? They're gonna go for them because they're creating and cultivating something for themselves. They want to be part of that run of them supporting that and stuff like that. That's why when it comes to this is why a lot of time, when people start becoming successful and they start accomplishing and going up in life in so on, shape, and form, this is why a lot of females start hitting a line. It's like when rappers be saying them bars and stuff like that, like, oh, they didn't want me when I wasn't shit, but now now all these bitches on my dick or some shit like that, some type of bar like that. That's why though. They're like that's why, because they want to feel wanted and sought after, and they see you're creating and cultivating something for themselves, right? And they already in the energy of feeling like their necessity. They already feel like they need it. A woman who look decent, she could be a 7 out of 10. She don't even got the biggest breasts, right? She don't got, right, like she probably got like a B cup. And then her ass, she like slim thick or some shit like that. She can look decent. It has like a decent average face card. And she's always gonna be deemed as attractive. She always gonna have a whole bunch of niggas on her line and stuff like that. That's why. And then when it comes to men and stuff like that, y'all can't compete with women when it comes to that. That's where that whole terminology when it comes to who gonna be the boys, who gonna be the girls, because of this and that. That's where that shit be coming from though. So it's like when motherfuckers not playing their role just based upon their natural essence and their natural substance and so shape and form. So that's like just in general, that's what all this shit be coming from. So that's the deep psychology of why your hoe going and stuff like that. And just in general, from y'all understanding on the surface level of what that shit really is, right? Y'all can, you know what I'm saying, go amongst yourselves and things of that nature to understand why your hoe be going and why you go into situations you going through and stuff like that, and not even take it that harshly or take it that hardly, just in general. Because you just start seeing that different character, like all the different characteristics based upon the things that I'm talking about and the terminology and stuff like that. Now you understand why they be doing that, just in general. So the more you kind of learn how to not give a fuck, the more like you learn how to not really give a fuck about it like that, and you just keep going with what you naturally like to do based upon your passions and your motivations and your natural role and your natural character, and you know what I'm saying, like the direction of where you want to go in life, so you can like move on to the next thing and accomplish certain things, is naturally just going to attract to you just in general in the first place. And you're not going to get lost into a certain dichotomy and psychology, like, man, woman, they just be acting like this, that, and the third. Man, these bitches, man, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, red pill, like, fresh and fit type of rhetoric and stuff like that. And then women, they gonna be like, man, I can't stand these men and stuff like that. Man, that bitch so male-centered because of this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of feminist, misandrous type of rhetoric and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you start getting out of that dichotomy, and you end up getting around people who are in the same sentiment as you because you don't even give a fuck about it. You're naturally just going to be you, just in general, and you're going to end up going for the thing based upon what you're already doing. And there's only two genders and stuff like that. So eventually you're going to find someone eventually you're going to find someone who's the opposite gender, who you're attracted to physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and stuff like that, doing the same thing you doing, and then you're naturally going to find people who match exactly what the fuck you trying to do. And yeah, like you start being attracted to motherfuckers beyond the appearance, and it's gonna be behind the essence and the substance and the space that they're in and what they created and cultivated for themselves based upon the productivity. And then it's gonna turn to the manifestation and the materialize of it, aka the body in the flesh in the external world, and how much money they got in the leisure and stuff like that. And you see if that shit max. You start to see if that shit max. I said max, match. I said max twice. That shit crazy. And then eventually, yeah, that shit gonna fit like a Cinderella slipper type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna fit. You're gonna be mentally fit. So from you being mentally fit is you being flexible and stuff like that. It's like building a muscle, literally. So it's just gonna naturally happen, just in general and stuff like that. And you ain't gonna be sitting there worrying about why the fuck this hoe going because of this, that, and the third. That's why she going, because of that. And then you ain't gonna worry about your nigga. These niggas ain't shit. They always be doing this. They always be doing that. This, that, and the third, man. As a man, cause this and the third, you ain't gonna be worried about that. You ain't gonna be worried about it too much. You're not gonna be worried about it, and you ain't gonna listen to your little bitch ass hoe ass girlfriends who be going and stuff like that. And you ain't gonna listen to your bitch ass bitch ass homeboys, pussy ass homeboys and stuff like that, acting like passport bros or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, it's just gonna naturally happen because you naturally know how to be yourself and you understand what it is from an overall perspective and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the deep psychology behind why your hoe going and stuff like that. So at that point, you just need to be around motherfucker. We y'all doing the same thing and stuff like that, all the way down to being a hoe. Shit, if you act like a hoe, you gonna start attracting hoes. That's why y'all go together. Y'all both act like hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, shit like that.